Trigger and spoiler warning. This contains discussions of suicide and massive spoilers for the very last episodes of Squid Game. When Gi-hun finally finds out the frontman's identity, he asks him, "Do you still have faith in people?" And in the final round of Squid Game, Gi-hun gives his definitive answer, jumping off the tower to eliminate himself and save the baby's life. In fact, Gi-hun believes in people so much, he knows that the organization will follow their own rules and keep the baby alive. Gi-hun alone couldn't topple the games from the inside. It was Hwang Jun-ho who brought the Coast Guard to the island. However, it is Gi-hun who caps off the final game with a defiant act of sacrifice, giving the VIPs the opposite of what they hoped to see. Instead of the games turning Gi-hun into a monster, player 456 leaves behind a legacy of radical pacifism, notably with a little help from his old friend Sae-byeok. As it turns out, the shaman was right about ghosts following Gi-hun around, but rather than haunting Gi-hun, the ghosts of his dark past are precisely what shows Gi-hun the right path. In the end, like a true gambler, Gi-hun finds a way to make the house work for him, with the frontman having to do right by both Gi-hun's daughter and player 222's baby. Gi-hun essentially forces the frontman to confront why players sacrifice their lives, all in accordance with the rules of the games, and this may just prompt In-ho to begin reconsidering his blind hatred of all players. Combined with Gi-hun and Jun-ho's work to actually dismantle the organization, Gi-hun's death was certainly not in vain. At least in this part of the world, the Squid Game organization has been finally shut down. So what happened to the other survivors? Gyeong-seok entered the games to get money for his daughter's blood cancer treatment. The island guard Kang No-eul sympathized with Gyeong-seok because she once had a daughter herself who died with her husband in North Korea. Maybe someday No-eul will tell Gyeong-seok the truth about her identity and how she saved his life. Meanwhile, Sae-byeok's mom has escaped North Korea to reunite with her grandson Chaeol, so Gi-hun and the broker finally deliver their promises to Sae-byeok. Meanwhile, alongside the frontman, the VIPs and most staff escaped the island before it self-destructed, so they're still at large. In fact, some of them might have just transferred to the other death games going on elsewhere in the world. Squid Game creator Hwang Dong-hyuk designed Season 3 as the very last chapter in the story of Seong Gi-hun. However, this doesn't mean that Netflix can't convince Hwang to make spin-offs in the future. After all, Season 3 ends with tons of follow-up potential. That sneak peek of Squid Game LA in the ending really feels like a teaser for a possible spin-off, and it would be interesting to the futures of the young cast members whose parents died in the games. So what did you think of the finale? Is this really the end of Squid Game? Tell us your thoughts in the comments, and thanks for watching ScreenRant.